We're making a little blueberry wine today. First you start with about a cooler full of blueberries, and we like to separate all the stems out and the green ones if we can. If you pick them carefully yourself, you have less work to do in the kitchen later. This is the refuse. You can see a lot of green ones and some leaves. So once you get them separated, then it's time to cook them down and sterilize them. I like to use every big stainless steel pot I can put my hands on and bring them to a good boil and cook them about a half hour, something like that. Once I get them all cooked a little bit, then it's time to put them in the bag in the bucket. You can freeze them and store them till later. That also helps to rupture the skins, which is good. At this stage, we're going to add our yeast nutrient, which is urea, food grade urea. For a 5-gallon bucket, about 3 teaspoons of the yeast nutrient. Also acid blend, which is citric acid, malic acid, and tartaric acid. That in case there's not enough acid in your berries. And then pectic enzyme. This helps dissolve the pectin that is found in all fruits. And pectin is what makes the jelly, so you don't want jelly when you're making wine. So the pectic enzyme helps to dissolve the pectin. Also cooking helps with that too. So then we're going to pour it into the bag. The mesh bag will help to keep the pulp from mixing with the wine. The wine will go through the mesh and we will separate it in about a week. Clothespins help hold it in when we're pouring it into the bucket. It holds easily 4 to 5 gallons. I think this is a 6-gallon bucket. So this is the third batch here. The first two have been cooking a while, and this one is doing well. You see the yeast is bubbling, producing CO2, and you're supposed to mix it once a day. The second one I was a little bit too full, and I got my airlock too deep in there, and it pushed some of the liquid out, so it's a mess. We're going to have to do some cleanup here eventually. After a week in each bucket, we'll separate that out and put these in a 5-gallon carboy, a large glass vessel with the same sort of airlock. And the yeast that we use, I've used bread yeast before, it works fine, but you can buy for about $1 a pack some nice wine making yeast, which they say will give you more alcohol. I'm not sure if that's true or not. And once you've got it in the bag, then you don't have to add any more if you make successive batches with the same bag, because the yeast is plenty strong and replicated. Each household in this country is allowed to make 200 gallons of wine for their own consumption annually. So you can see I got about 15 gallons here. I got plenty more if I could find enough berries. So enjoy making a little wine.